guys, this is Senga. What ifs here? Now we're doing a new what if. This what if is what if Deku was huh? I haven't basically Deku would be a robotic pilot. It's not from any anime. I just make this one up. So it's basically if Deku was a robotic pilot. So Izuku is gonna be abandoned, abandoned, abandoned by his own family. Yeah. So guys, before we get into this, what if? Please, I'm gonna say it again. I said it in the last one. Please talk in the Discord server. I am a quiet person. I I'm not like I won't talk unless you talk. You have to say something. Say something, then you can start a conversation. I don't like starting up a conversation. If I do, I might say something and you might not like it. I'm not gonna say something mean or anything. Yeah. So just speak, say something. Start up conversation. Guys, if you just say hi, stop it right there. Then I don't see the point why you keep talk. You don't talk. But as a might just take them that Discord server. I don't see the point in it anymore. Also, before like when I put this up, you guys would like want to communicate with me or something. But still, that's your decision. If you guys don't wanna, you don't have to. I just like a month I will take it down because I don't see the point in it anymore. Yo, alright, so let's get into this. So we start off with Izuku at 4 years old. This is not Izuku Midoriya, it's Izuku Yagi, All Might's son. Izuku doesn't the fight happens earlier, but this time All Might does not have the injury because when he found out that Inka was pregnant, he found out he's gonna be a dad. Instead of being reckless, he was actually being he's thinking away how to beat all for one. He also trained and he can go more percentage and one for all. He eventually found out he can do that. So he's like he decides he's gonna keep training some more. So so he doesn't have the injury. But all for one has the damaged face. So yeah. So yeah, we get to Izuku. He's 4 years old. He has three others. He has two sisters. One is Aishika. The other one is Isabel. I don't know, Isabel. I'll probably remember those. Aishika and Isabel. If anyone in here named Aishika or I don't really know. Anyways, it was scratch out what I just said. A sister named Ashika, one is Elizabeth. So Elizabeth's there with her mom and they find out what the quirks are. He says doctor comes out after doing tests and he says, Well Inko Yagi, I have good news and bad news. She says, What's the good news? He says, Well, there's um it says what you doctor says which one you want to hear first. Ingo says, How about the good news first? She he looks at he looks at he looks says, Well you see your two daughters. They have a quirk. It's basically it's one like they both share a quirk. You know like if two of them like if they're near to each other, their powers will increase. It will double. And if they both use an attack, it will become powerful. So for what a quirk can do, well, for one, they have one move about strength enhancement and a very strong telekinesis. But if both of them like touch each other, then the power becomes more powerful. So Inko says, what is done for the quirks? He says, well, if they use too much power in their strength enhancement, their hand will break. For the telekinesis part, if they when they start doing it, they will start feeling sharp pain in their hands, and they will lose stamina real quickly. If they try to push over their limits, then it will start draining their life force. So they will probably much die if there is too much telekinesis power without having good control. Now, for the bad news, it looks like Izuku says, young Izuku, he is quirkless. For some reason, he is. Don't know why. He says, okay. He looks at both Ashika and Elizabeth, and she has a smile on her face. Then she looked at Izuku, and that smile just disappeared into a disgust look. And she's like thinking in the back of her head, says, that's why I didn't want no boys. So don't hate Inko just because of these what ifs. Inko, best mother in anime. I don't care what you say. Inko, best mom anime in anime. I don't know whose mom is best in real life, whatever. That's your problem, not mine. So yeah, she took both his Ashika and Elizabeth by their hands and left Izuku there. Izuku realized what his mom was seeing, and he's thinking, did I do something wrong? Doctor says, get out of my office, boy. I don't have time for you. I have different patients. Get out. Izuku looks and gets out, leaves, and he catches up back to Inko, Ashika, and Elizabeth. They both head home, and where Izuku is standing behind Ashika. No, Izuku's walking off his room, sad, and he passes All Might. All Might doesn't even look. He looks down and says, Izuku, come in the living room with me and Inko. Let me find out what you guys' quirks are. I want to hear what Inko says about the quirks. Izuku has this shocked sad expression on his face. It's like, I wonder what happened. He just asks. He just goes to where Inko is. Hold on a second. Alright, let's keep going, guys. So she's like telling them what the quirks are. And oh my, a surprise and impressed. And he's like, wow, my two princesses are amazing. Their quirks are amazing. Now, what's Izuku's quirk? I want to see what it is. I want to hear what it is with a happy expression. And Inko says, Toshi, he's quirkless. And Toshi, the happy expression just change, 180 change. And from happy to angry, he's like, what? Looks at Izuku and says, you're quirkless. Then he's disgusted by Izuku and says, can't believe you're my son. Not remember that he was once quirkless. The one for all users, remember the one for all users can see what the one for all users, the users of one for all can do. Like, yeah. Nana Shimura is pissed. She's like, Oh, did he really forgot that he was once clueless? And she is pissed beyond pissed. She wants to lock off all one for all connections to him. She wants to. She just want to lock it all off. But the one for users, past one for users, like no, don't bother. So wait until he passes on. We just leave. We take away the remaining of it. They're pissed at Tosh. They thought that he was worthy, but turns out he wasn't. He was a two back. It was a um what's it called, a backstabber. A backstabber to one for backstabber to Inko two time. Sorry, backstabber to Nana, a two-time face or whatever. So Izuku, he's been treated horribly. He's been abused. He Inko, like when he's at the age of 12, no, at the age of whenever he can produce sperms, Inko makes money off him when Toshino is not there, because she doesn't want Toshino to know what she's doing that part. Because yeah, Toshino does the abusing part, but not the part where he gets raped. For the woman, he has a big one. Even though for Smokey, he has a big one. He has. I'm not giving to that part. That part is no. Don't figure out that part. So, pretty much, he gets raped till he's 14. Ingo decides that he doesn't have no more use for Izuku. So she takes Izuku. She decides when Izuku is sleeping, she sneaks and takes him out. He and Toshinori drives to a location of abandoned forest. Abandoned forest where many animals with quirks are there. And they threw Izuku off a cliff. Izuku, he landed on a boulder, knocked out. His head is bleeding. And lucky for him, someone was there, seeing all this go down. He said, "These people disgust me." And there he threw garbage into the water. He goes over there where he sees the bag, and he's like, for this bag, it's too big for garbage. He opens it and he sees Izuku's head is bleeding. It's like he probably hit his head or someone's body. And he takes Izuku and goes into the shelter where he lives, and he takes Izuku, bandaging him up. And you see the beaten marks, and it's like, how could these people do this thing? So he takes care of Izuku. Izuku is out, and for 1 month he's out for coma, out. And when he wakes up, he's like, oh, where am I? He sees the man, he's like, who are you? Who am I? He says, the man thinks, did he get amnesia? And he says, oh, I'm your dad. Because he probably thinks that those were his parents and they just did something horrible to him. He doesn't want to know what the parents are. He says, well, I'm your dad. He says, oh, hello, dad. Who am I? And he says, well, your name is... I didn't think that part. True, I didn't think it through. Because once I get an idea, when I start doing it, it just change. Isaac. He says, well, your name is Isaac. He says, Isaac. What's my last name? He says, Isaac. Why the hell not? Namakaze, why the hell not? Don't kill me. Just work with it. Unless you have a better surname. So why the hell not? And that last name was sticking to my head. Plus, I'm starting getting interested into Naruto. What are the what ifs part? I kind of get interested in the show because I've been seeing some very interesting fight scenes I want to go watch. So, yeah, I might start doing it when I reach 500 subs. I will do start doing Naruto's what ifs. So that's an upcoming for the future. Now, see, hmm, hmm, yeah. So it's like how so it tells him false information, and when he's born, because he doesn't know when he's born, he's just like December the 30th, 2005. Why hell not? Yeah, December the 5th. Whatever year they were in, just like 15 years back. Alright, alright, or 14, whatever. So it's like, huh, okay. So it's like, do you remember anything? And it's like, yeah, I have a question. Why do I forget things? He says, well, you were on a, you were in your favorite place, and you fell off, and you hit your head on a rock, and I found you. I found you, my boy. Oh, this says, ah, thanks, Dad. So he says, why do I feel such pain around my body? He says, I don't know. I don't know. And yeah, so he teaches Zuko on how to fight. Because he says, Zuko asks, what is my quirk? He says, he sees how man was using his quirk, which is a fire quirk. Says, what's that? Is that some form of magic? He says, oh no, this is what you call a quirk. He says, then what's my quirk? He says, oh, uh, you're quirkless. Doesn't think it's true. He says, you're quirkless. He says, I'm quirkless? So it means I don't have no powers like that. He says, no. He says, alright, but I can train you. He says, alright. So Izuku begins training with the man. The man he thinks that it is his father. He trains there, and over time his hair turns white. His eyes change from the greenish to yellow, so he's basically looking like this. And he put his hair in a ponytail, as it grows down. And he wears a college, by the way. Now I want to change that. Yeah. So the man is very skilled in sword. This man, the man that is Soka Izuku's father for this one, are founded. All founded Izuku. Is very skilled with swords. He is super skilled. I mean, like this man can cut a bullet in half. Rapid bullets. So he forged a sword, and he knows how to forge swords. He forged a sword for Izuku. This is basically Izuku's sword. So Izuku always carries a sword with him. So one day he's decided he's gonna take a stroll through the forest because he wants to know more. He wants to know how to find his way out of the forest. So he's walking and he sees this giant. He's around the mountain area, walking around, and he sees this big, big, big cave. It's huge. It's not normal size of a cave. It's like, I wonder what's in here. So he goes in. Wait, a stick with fire on top of it, whatever torch. He's walking in and he sees a dark. He sees that it's completely dark. Yeah, I don't know why I say that. He saw these long metal things and there were multiple of them. He saw like a switch and he doesn't really know because he forgot about it. He grabs it and pulls it down where everything it just lights up and it looked very high tech. And he's like, I wonder who did this. And he's looking around and he saw a robot. You know what? Let's say, yeah, it's high tech. Everything in there is high tech. So the cave is really big where the robots can stand. Let's say it's go. Let's say that he sees that air that goes down. I don't really know how it would stand up in a volcano in a mountain. So he stands on it and he takes it down, where he sees multiple robots. First what he saw was this. Let's imagine not with those things, just not without the orange, whatever. Let's imagine this robot standing. And Izuku walks up to the robot. He's like, wow, this is quite cool. Then the robot activates and he sees Izuku and he says, scanning, 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 scanning. It's scanning complete. Hello, hello, young master. And Izuku is surprised. Says, what do you mean by young master? He says, well, as I can see, you're very worthy to be my host, to be my host. Izuku's like, what do you mean by being a host? So he says, well, you see, I'm a robot, but I need a host. I can sense if you're worthy or not. If you're not worthy, then you won't have my powers. He looks like powers. See, basically like a quirk. He says, scan his mind and says, no, I'm not a quirk. But you gain powers, which it is similar, looks like a quirk. Oh, I'm gonna make this man way OP. So he's like, okay. So he says, Azuka start looking around more and more. Then he sees this robot. You know, for one reason, this robot looks strange as shit. I ain't taking this. He sees this robot, and this robot, to him, it looks really cool. He's like, wow. Then the robot activates, and he says, looks down, he says, scan, 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 scan. Scanning complete. Hello, host. And he looks like, another one? He says, what do you mean another one? Then he tells him about the robot he met before. He's like, I never heard about a host with two mechas, a robot. It's like, mechas? Oh. So he's looking around some more. He had a conversation with his robot. Then these robots are self-aware. They're self-aware. They just like they don't take anyone else but Izuku. And these robots are big, and I mean like he can hold students, one of your students in his hands, a teacher, and it won't be that big. He's looking around and he sees this robot. Same thing happens, and Izuku is shocked. Then he sees this robot. Same thing goes down. Oh man, that's one ugly robot if that was one. Uh, and this robot. So Izuku's like, wow, that wasn't that. Huh? Damn. So, so all robots gather up where he is and says, so, I'm all host for all five of you. He's like, yes. Izuku says, are there more of you? He says, well, a long time ago they all destroyed. We're the only survivors. So technically no. He says, you guys can hold anyone else besides me. He says, no. Once once we found a house, we stick to the house. We stick to that house. House. And Izuku says, alright. So he's looking around and he sees this. And he's like, wow, this looks kind of cool. Well, not really. At first I thought it was cool. But afterwards, I think this kind of looks dumb. So he puts this on and he says, this is kind of cool. Where he could catch, robot said. So you find a parts that you can wear to enter into your suits as your armor, and it's basically more easier to control us. It's like, ah, wow. Then he keeps searching around, finds this. This is the main one he uses to control whenever he needs, whenever he controls other ones. Even though it's max steel close, I just like this one. I don't know why I just like this one. So he's like, these are impressive. So he's like, can you guys shrink or something? So, well, yes. So he transforms like into a like, how should I put it? Well, basically, it transforms into a smaller version of itself, like almost to a size of a key. And he says, all you have to do is say her name, which I have no clue what I'm gonna name them. So you guys gonna decide what you want to name them. So yeah. So Izuku say, wow. So it depends on how I fight. You guys fight. He says yes. So Izuku say, alright. So Izuku he leaves the air. He says this will become a base, and he says put your hands on that area. This will put his hands on it, and the whole building just close up. Everything shuts off. And says that will be your base from now on. No one can enter, just you alone, unless you let people in or show them where it is. No one can hack into this. It's unhackable. So yeah, I was thinking about doing it a different way, but what a bet. I don't want to do that where Isco has put his life in danger for no goddamn reason. So Isco is out and he sees his father, he sees his so-called father, and he is attacked by bears. And he is losing. The bears are using their quirks. Isco's like, dang it, can I do nothing? Then he says, well, yes, master. His suits. Let's say one of his suits, and he says, for this suit, I'm just gonna still stick with the name Max Steel. I don't know why. Just stick with it. Just stick with it. So he says, alright, now what's one of the suits' name? He says, the name will come to you once you want it. And he says, Max Steel? And then all of a sudden his suit just starts forming over his body. And he looks around and says, wow, the suit feels really amazing now. And the suit just activates. And he's like, wow, everything's amazing. So it basically looks like how Iron Man inside the suit looks like. Like Iron Man scene. That's how it looks like. Or just how Maxi was looks like. So he's like, okay. And he starts running towards it, and the bear, I just punches the bear in the jaw, sending the bear flying and knock him out cold. And he helps up with his master, and he's like, are his father is like, Dad, are you okay? He says, uh Isaac, is that you? He says, yeah, Dad. And then the face part does reveal his face like, hey Dad, hey Dad. He says, oh, is it Isaac? So he says, where do you get that from? And he says, oh, let's just say I got my quirk. You could say that. And he says, huh, impressive. And yeah, it says, so you still want to go. So you want to train or something? It's because it's sure that. So guys, it's not long, but still, it's good amount. It's good amount. Next part will be covering Deku going to UA. Toshinori will see him again. Toshinori will wonder why is he here. You know what? Let's keep going a little further. I have more time to waste at least. That's a little bit, not much. So Deku start his 10 months of training, and I'm not even gonna get into the training. He does some body training because the robots are telling him they can communicate. They can communicate with him through his mind. He's decided they train that he needs to build up his stamina in order to stay longer in his suit. Even though you have good amount of stamina right now, you need more. So Izuku is building up his stamina, his body. So yeah, 10 months skip very quickly, and he is on his way to UA. He only signed up because since he didn't go to no school, especially he signs up. So he signs up for UA and he's heading in. Should I say he just had some glimpses of the green. They saw vanish. What? It's the UA entrance exam, and he's walking in and he sees All Might. He just for some reason he hates him. He's wondering why does he hate? Why do I hate him? And he walks past, and All Might feels like a similar aura of Izuku just walk past him. He's like, oh, for some reason I feel like that's Izuku, and he just shrugs it off. It's like, anyways, he probably died. He probably died. So Izuku didn't trip or no for that. He just walks in, does the test, but since he was not that smart, he barely passed. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he barely passed. It's like probably barely passed that one, but at least I can do this one and pass it completely. So the robot's like, they say that he has the steel mode, just like how Maxi ones are. I just want to give him that. He found out about this in 10 months of training. So he just says, uh, Max Steel, and the suit just activates and just forms all over his body. Everyone is surprised to see this. Like, did he? Whatever. And he just here, go turbo. Oh, you know what? I feel. I don't know what I feel. I just feel kind of embarrassed to just say that. You say go turbo, um, speed, and you see you transfer into not say speed, whatever. And Bruce Mike says go, and he just blitzes. Either looks, he sees the blue line that's going, and he just sees the robot that's destroyed, and everyone's like, that kid is fast. And Brisbane says, what are y'all doing there? Get going. The kid already has 50 points. Alright, 50 already? and they are running. Izuku's racking up points, hardcore. Then he's like, then you see, quickly pass. 10 minutes has passed. Nezu, no, not 10 minutes. 7 minutes has passed. It's 10 minutes at the exam, I think. 10 minutes, 7 minutes. It's 5 minutes, I think. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes has passed. No, seven. 10 actually, 10. 10 is more better. 7 minutes he completes it. And all of a sudden he hears like a rumble on the ground. Izuku has around 200 points with him already. He sees the robot is coming out, the 0 pointer, and he's like, well, that's worth nothing, because the person might did the same speech. He did the same speech, but not accusing Izuku as Izuku was paying attention. So, yeah, Izuku sees this and he run at where he sees Uraka as he heard Uraka yell for help. He helped out Uraka, and Uraka is thanking him, and Izuku just blitzes and puts her back where she was. Izuku runs back to where he sees, and he says, "This is gonna be a problem." Then he calls up this robot. He says, let's just say it's called Red Tempest. And he says, Red Tempest. And then you see the robot just comes out. And he just floats up into the robots. Into the robot. And he says, Red Tempest, ready to war. Ready to fight. And he's going to start cracking his knuckles. And he just see Ro cracking his knuckles as well. And Izuku says, well then, see what this robot got. And he rushes at the robot and he just punches the robot in the face, sending the robot flying. 0 Point gets up and says, Target must be eliminated, must be defeated. And Izuku's running at the robot and just like kick. They're fight. Izuku's whacking the robot's head. It's beating the robot. He rips out through his 0 Point hands and beat in the head of his 0 Pointer. He just kicks the robot, sending it flying. It's like, well, that's over. And he just points out his hand and says, he just says, bye bye. And he fires a beam out of his palm. Well, for one, no, not all for one. Well, for one, I don't know what these robots are. Trust me, I just saw them, the code, just had a what if just run through my mind. Just took this and just roll with it. Roll with the flow, my G. I had many what ifs ideas in my head. I just like, nah. So yeah, pretty much that's how the entrance exam went down. Easily defeated robot. Not really easy, but still easy. And once it's over, Izuku he transforms and he returns to Red Tempest. And Izuku comes out of his suit and he just checks out Uraka, and Uraka is blushing, says thank you for saving me. So guys, here we ended off. Let's say guys, just talk in Discord server. I don't care what you guys will say. Just say something. Anyways, yeah. Have a safe day, night, anywhere you guys are. And have a nice time what we're doing. Anyways, bye.